Good day, everyone. Good morning to you, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is It is 5:30 UK time, and today is the second day um, of this new series that I call Overflow. What is an overflow? It's it's the concept when you pour water or liquid in a cup and it overflows. So things that I'm considering, why not bring it out and sharing live on YouTube, sharing on this channel, the journey uh, in search for wisdom and unpacking eternal wisdom, very much based on scriptures in the biblical text, and what do we learn from there, and how can I make it practical. And today we are talking about vision, having a personal vision. What is a personal vision? What is important to have a vision? When it comes to your mind, what is it to have a vision? We know that companies, organizations that have visions, they have a vision statement or a mission statement, slightly different, but vision statement. What is it that, where are they going? What do they see of the future? And I like the idea of a progressive vision. I like that term because we could have a long-term vision, but I like the term progressive vision. It helps me a lot. I have is when you're driving a car at night and you have your lights on, especially if you're on the road, on the dark road, you can't really see apart from the few meters in front of you. As you move forward, you keep seeing things, and then you turn, and if there is something you break, you can actually see the signs once you are close to it. That's what I call progressive vision. As you move forward, you see things. You don't have a full picture ahead of you. So I like that expression as well. But here I'm gonna go through it, and I hope it's beneficial to you. Living with a vision is really seeing beyond the eyes. In life, vision is more than just a sight that you have, right? It's a guiding force that shapes and shapes the purpose and the destiny that you want to go. There are many people living without a vision. I've met people just going with the flow day by day. They go for work, they earn their money, they pay the bills, but where are they going with their lives? What are they doing with their purpose? Yeah, I believe it is connected to having if you know your purpose, you probably will assign or design a vision for you, imagine a vision, or write down a vision. I think this is something we should all aim to do, to set time to consider who we are. I believe it's connected to our identity. And once you find out your identity, you from and you start thinking, okay, what am I here for? And then that's your purpose. And once you understand your purpose, then the next is, okay, going with this, with my identity, with my purpose. Where am I going as a person in this world? So vision shapes your direction, purpose, and your destiny. Um, Our personal vision doesn't show. I told you about the car. You're driving in the car at night, but it's enough to keep you moving forward. There are three levels of vision that can help you live with clarity. And clarity and purpose. And I think is your physical vision, vision, and your spiritual vision. Now, your physical vision, it's what we see with our eyes, right? What you see around you, and it's important to recognize that even though we are able to see, those of us who have the blessing of sight, it's not necessarily 100% trustworthy because we have our illusions, right? Sometimes we think you are seeing something. I was talking to my 6-year-old son, and he was telling me, "Well, right, when I look at the wall, I see some shapes and faces. So there's some marks on the wall that, in his imagination, he creates a picture of a face." And I remember doing that as a kid as well. So that's this optical illusion. When you are tired as well, you may see things, or you may miss when I haven't been in the desert walking and lost, but we know of people that in situations like that, they have this a mirage, is that what you call it? An illusion that you're thinking you're seeing something, but your brain's actually playing tricks on you. So you can't trust your physical vision 100%. It's kind of we've been here before. It's kind of like saying this before, but it is. They say it's a neurological misfire. So it's not necessarily a mystical experience, but it's just your brain playing tricks on you. So physical vision is a blessing, is a God-given sight, and it's so important. But what we're talking here now, it goes beyond vision. Now, the soul vision, it's very interesting. That's the inner picture that you have. Our soul often longs for things beyond what our eyes can see. Your soul really longs for things your eyes haven't seen yet. So you miss something. You know that in your heart there is something out there that you should be living, that you should get. That is in your soul. And this soul is the realm of imagination, right? It's the realm of dreams. It's where you can actually produce some sort of a clarity. You know, athletes and others these days is so common, people talking about visualization, which is using your imagination to think about things that you want to achieve. If you're athletes, they will be imagine performing well in their sports. If you can visualize yourself in your work, in your business, or doing things or achieving things. It is like your brain, your soul arriving there before you actually live out the action, you live out the experience. So your mind created that before you're there. I definitely believe it's a powerful exercise to do. So your soul vision invites you to unlock your potential by translating, imagine, but then what do you go back then into act what you have imagined. And it begins in the mind. But with faith and movement, it becomes tangible, right? You need to add faith, because if you do not believe, you won't make a move, right? So you need to add faith. I do believe that visualization helps you to believe as well. give you some sort of an inner energy to get going and overcome fears, because fears really blocked us and stopped us from moving, right? Despite you can have all visions in the world, but if you are fearful, perhaps this is a theme I need to engage: fear, overcoming fear. Um, if you are fearful, you won't move. Now, we have also this spiritual vision, and that's what I call the calling. You know, it's really your mission in life. I believe your spiritual vision is what God has planted within you. It's, I believe, it's connected to the divine, right? It's in your spirit. Your spirit is connected with God's spirit. It receives from Him. It's what connects with Him, and to His this divine connects to this divine purpose to your life. And I think that's the ultimate blueprint. Is the invisible compass that orientates you towards that meaning, right? So you receive it from God. I personally believe it started there, in your spirit, and then moves into your soul, and then of course becomes action as you move in the natural. So when you tap into this kind of vision, you access something eternal. I believe wins. So the reason you are here in this world is for a mission. We are here on an assignment, and to live out this assignment, I believe we need to be connected to the source of all visions and power and purpose. Is it's God Himself, is the creator of everything. Flavio, how do I do that? Well, you can access God anywhere, talk to Him. You can open scriptures and ask Him, speak to me. Understand the message of scriptures, the message of the Bible. It's a meta narrative, and it's powerful. It's much more than just ancient writings of some people that lived many years ago in the Middle East. It goes beyond that. It's really the story of God walking with people. And there we say past, pretty much we say the whole narrative of the world, of history, of existence, if you like. You can understand between the texts, the stories of the people, the characters. And then when you come in the New Testament, in the Gospel, and then there is that explosion of meaning in the life of Christ, and who Christ is, and what it means, what it meant to the humanity. And I believe our lives is connected to that meta-narrative, that main story. There is a fight, right? There is evil and there is good. And I believe we are here. And if we want to connect with God's narrative, God's purpose, story, the narrative now, in this context, if connecting with God's mission, you need to have a vision, or you need to access the vision that He has for you, understanding who you are, where you were born, regardless who your parents were, how you came into this world. Some people came to this world in a very, perhaps not in a very positive context. You know, we're coming in broken families, or from rejection. Some of us were privileged or blessed to come in a home with loving parents, in a loving context were available, and that is great. but some of us not. But regardless where we're from, humans, we have a vision, we have a mission to live out. And to live out that purpose, we need to assign ourselves a vision. It's how do we go? Where are we going to fulfill that have? So I think a spiritual vision is very important. It's really it's about obedience, right? If you understand who God is and who you are in God, in Christ, so it becomes a journey of faith, walking on this path with for those. So it's not just about getting out there, making money, getting married, uh, having children, building legacy. All of that is very important and it's beautiful. But it's your influence in the world, in society, in your family. It's really offloading from you what only you can do. I do believe we are unique beings. No one is like you. No one was ever like you in history. I don't buy to the idea of reincarnation. If you believe that, that's fine. I believe that things in the whole history of the universe. I think God is creative enough to have each one of us being unique instead of a different body in a different shape and form. We are unique, uniquely made in His own image and likeness. And we have a mission to accomplish. Now, in terms of the vision thing, our brain sees things, and it's amazing. I was reading and understanding a little bit how, with our sight, because our vision is not just what our eyes receive, right? But I assess that vision. The visual cortex, which is located in the back of the brain, it handles raw input from the eyes, what your collected information you're collecting with your eyes. But it's the prefrontal cortex in the front of the brain is where we project the images, image the future. It's where we envision what is not real yet. So the part of the brain in the back is what we observe in the image that we are seeing, but in the front is where our imagination is projected. And I found it's very interesting. I believe visionary people, they live from this space. They see with their mind and with their soul. They don't see only what's in front. They don't base their lives or their actions on the actual circumstances. Of course, they understand the circumstances, but they have a clear goal. So I believe vision is kind of a seed of transformation. I really like that. That move you from what it is now to what it could be. And visionary people, they actually see what it could be. You get shows them an empty field, and they don't see an empty field. They may see a big construction. They may see a school that is helping hundreds of kids. You may look at a farm that can produce food to feed a community and generate income and employ people. So visionary people see what it is, not just what it is with a visual, with a physical mind, but they really look it could be in the future, and having that vision. And that helps them to move towards that purpose, to act in purpose. So they move, it's the vision of the soul, right? Bring into existence what is not there yet. And I found it I found it profound if you think about it. And that's about faith. Um, Vision produces provision. So you may have a vision, but okay, how am I going to achieve that? How am I going to build this in this empty space, an empty field? How am I going to build that school? How am I going to build that farm? How am I going to build that company? How I'm going to do that? I need provision. So there is a powerful principle here. I believe vision brings provision. When you commit to a vision, especially one that originates from God, that's connected to your purpose, to your mission, I personally believe resources will show up. I have experienced that in my life. When I had a vision, ideas that came, where I should go, things I should do, people should connect. Somehow, as I share this vision, as I connect with people, started to open. I do believe in the supernatural power of provision. Um, and it not all comes at once. It doesn't mean that you have a vision and suddenly someone come to you with a check and investors come, oh, great idea you have, let's build that school. Great vision you have, let's build that farm. But comes in stages. As you move forward, as you start asking about, as you talk to the real estate, if you still need to buy it, and if the land is yours and if it's available, can you start clearing up the land? And perhaps you start, okay, we gather resources to build a shed, to put some tools there, and then from there you start working little by little in that piece of land, in that plot. So, but we have some enemies, some pushbacks in that season. Doubts, I mentioned fear, limitations, and sometimes too much uh, expertise can restrict us, can stop us. Sometimes we know so much and we have this fixed mindset that if it is not done that way, it can't be accomplished. When God has his own ways and his own timing. Perhaps he has given you an idea and a vision and you want to do that, but you're really forcefully trying to do in a way that you keep finding doors locked. Take a moment, pause, get a moment, go into prayer, go in a season of praying and meditating. Because if you believe God has called you to do that, perhaps there is a different way to achieve that in a season. Yeah, so consider that. So how do you live as a visionary person? So I give you some practical steps before we close. It's very soon time to go. You carry your vision daily. Make it your constant companion. It's like a key, that you keep in your pockets. Keep your vision in your pocket. Write down on your phone, perhaps on the first page of the screen on your computer. That vision to remind you there is a purpose for my life. There is a reason why I live. I am going towards that. And everything I do is connected to that. Write it down. So each night, I encourage you, jot down your ideas and dreams. I think it was Brian Tracy that I heard from, that it encourages people to write down your 10 goals. And during 30 days, every day you write that 10 goals. And I say, from day 1 to day 30, you see the changes that will happen in you as you write down those 10 goals for your life. And you start actually living, and your brain start organizing itself and organizing your thoughts and your actions in a course. Each night, jot down your ideas and dreams. In the morning, you review them and choose perhaps one idea to take action on that day. One idea, one action that will take you closer to that vision. And the other trust the call. Trust the call God has given you, the vision, the outcomes that it can produce on people. The outcome, if it's a business, the profits that you can make, and the people you're going to bless out of the profits of your business, of your missions, of your um, I verse that is in first is one of my favorite verse. Paul's writing to Corinthians in the first letter of Corinthians is First Corinthians 9, verse 24. He says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? So run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone in the game." So he's talking about athletes. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. So it's comparing athletes with us humans living out in a race in our lives. Therefore, I do not like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. So the key word here is I do not run like someone run aimlessly. Knowing you know where you're running to, you have a vision, right? You have a vision, you know where you're going. You're not like a boxer beating the air. No, you know what you need to beat. You have a target, right? So today, this is day 2. We're talking about vision. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I will be here again on not tomorrow, Sunday. It's off time, but on Monday, the 4th of August, we'll be together talking about another concept, another idea um, that can help you, that can somehow encourage you in your journey. Right, so thank you for watching. This is Wisdom, etc. And my name is Flavio, and it's really great to journey with you. See you soon.